Hi, I'm DeDe. In this seated session, we'll do some balance and strengthening exercises, which will include squeezing an object. This allows us to train stability, strength, and endurance through our arms, legs, and even our core. We'll also do some mobility work toward the end, which will increase our range of motion so we can be a bit more flexible. Here's what you'll need: a sturdy armless chair, athletic shoes, some water for hydration, and then a household item, like a roll of paper towels, a rolled up towel, or what I'm going to use, a small playground ball. So gather that stuff together right now. Make sure you have plenty of room around your chair. And remember to always practice the moves at your own pace. All right, join me in the chair now. Have a seat. Let's sit up straight and tall. Away from the back of the chair, as we always do. Feet are straight and in line with one another. Knees over ankles, knees in line with hip joints. And then you're sitting up nice and tall and straight. Think about ears back over the shoulders. Let's start to limber our wrists. Just doing some flexion and extension. Now let's circle. One direction and the other. Keep your elbows next to you and move from your wrists. All right, arms come down to your sides. Roll your shoulders up and around and up and around. Thumbs facing forward, palms facing in. Maintain your upright position with your torso. Now it's a little bigger with the elbow bent, and the elbow leads as we pull back and pull back. It's almost like a half circle that you're making with your arm. Four more. How about a little less bend in the elbow? Get a little bit bigger stretch, a little bit more limbering. And then stop. Let's inhale, take the arms out. Exhale, twist. And then switch. So you turn with the muscles in your torso, but then you use your arms to help you turn just a little bit more. And as we do that, we keep the legs sturdy and still so they don't move. When we lean against them with the hand, they don't move. Inhale. Exhale. How about two more? All right, we're in the center now. Inhale, one hand on the chair. Exhale, up and over. And then go again, same side. Same direction. Exhale, arm a little straighter if you can. Now we switch directions. So inhale, center, and over. Exhale there, and then inhale again. Feel the limbering in your torso muscles. How about a little bit longer with the upper arm? Now let's go back and forth here. So inhale, goalpost arms, and then exhale, one hand down, over, switch. One more. All right, come back to center. Roll the shoulders up and back and down. And now we tap the toes. So we go right, left, right, left. Let's move the shoulders just a little bit. Back and forth, back and forth. Tap, 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 tap. Warming up through our midsection and our lower extremities. We're going to use all that. We're going to use all of that in our session. Now hold still, up and down on both sets of tiptoes, up and down. So we'll press down with our hands to create a little bit of resistance, just a little bit. And you can feel your core muscles switching on when you do that. Can't you feel it? Keep breathing. So here's something to think about right now and as we do our squeezing movements later. The tendency when you're pushing or squeezing is to hold the breath. What we're doing when we're pushing or squeezing is called an isometric contraction. And isometric contractions make us want to hold our breath so we're stronger. But we don't want to hold our breath because that causes our blood pressure to elevate temporarily. We don't want that elevation. We want to keep breathing. We don't want to feel lightheaded. We want to feel like the air is moving in and out with some regularity. How about 4 more? So don't grit your teeth. Don't hold your breath. Don't squinch up your face, even though it's tempting. 2 more. All right, relax that. Hold on to the chair. Step out, right foot, and then back in, and left foot, out, and in. How far out? About in line with the corner of your chair. And remember, that's one reason why we try to get a chair that doesn't have arms. So we have plenty of room to go out and in with our legs and arms. And speaking of that, let's add an arm. How about opposite side arm? And in, out, and in. If you need to hold the chair, you keep holding the chair. But if you don't need to hold the chair, then you keep your arms here. Out and in. 2 more. Let's do both arms now. Swivel them out. Swivel and in. Elbows stay close to your sides, underneath your shoulders. Swivel and in. 4 more. One more. Now we keep the feet out toward the corners of the chair. Inhale, hands here. And then exhale, hinge forward. Feel the length from your tailbone through the crown of your head. Inhale, keep the length. Keep the length. So we're not rounding the back. The back is long and straight. Make sure yours is. Now stay forward. We're here. Inhale. And then exhale, twist. One shoulder is lower than the other. And then back to center. Inhale. And exhale over. Go again. We want to warm up, prepare, and limber. Because once we start squeezing our object, whether it's a roll of paper towels, or a rolled up towel, or a playground ball, or some other soft, squishy item that you have in your house, maybe a cushion or a pillow, we're going to want to be prepared. We'll be using a lot of power and energy when we do that. Let's come back up to the center now, and then we'll turn. You're at the front edge of your chair. One of my favorite moves, this lunge. Knee is down from the hip. This knee is up from the ankle. Now let's do some pelvic rocking. Rock forward. Rock back. And we'll add some arms to that. Rock forward. And rock back. Inhale. Exhale. How about one more? All right, let's change directions. Knee here, other knee here. Hold on with your hand. Now let's bring the pelvis forward. And it's open and back. Exhale. And inhale. So we want to try to feel the stretch up in here, along with here in the front of our chest and through the shoulder. Two more. Last one. And then we'll come back to the center. Now we need to grab whatever it is we're going to be using for the squeezing exercises. I'm going to stand up and grab mine. And then we'll sit down. Okay, so whether you're holding a roll of paper towels or a rolled up towel, you can hold it any way that works for your hands. If you're holding a ball, just hold it like this. A cushion, kind of same as this. All right, let's start with a narrow stance, just like we did at the very beginning. We're not sitting against the back of the chair. Shoulders down. Then we'll start to lift the knee and we'll touch the knee with the object. So we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2. We're training our balance anytime we lift one foot up and we shift the weight over toward one hip. So one foot is up and one hip is heavier. And that trains our balance and our core. And even though we're sitting down, lots of this translates to standing up too. So what you do here can help you even when you're not sitting. Let's do 2 on each side now. 2 here. And 2 here. Can you feel your core working? It is. It has to be stable while your arms and legs are mobile. Now back to the singles. 1 higher with your object. Higher. Now try not to lean back. You're still sitting up straight and tall, right? It might appear that I'm leaning back from your camera angle there, but I'm not. I'm sitting up nice and tall, and you should be too. Now let's touch the instep. So feet a little wider. Touch, 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 touch. If you can't reach the inside of your ankle, you can touch the inside of your calf or the inside of your knee. We just want to get this different angle going. Now we'll focus on the right foot. So we go right, right, right. Now switch. Left, left, left. Now switch. Can you feel your heart rate rising? I can feel it. And switch. All right, now stop. Roll your shoulders. You feel nice and warmed up? I hope so. Let's take the feet wider. Now we're toward the front edge of the chair. And again, with the legs out somewhere near the corners of the chair. Make sure your feet have moved forward also, so if we lean forward, you feel balanced and stable. Okay, take your object into your hands. We're going to reach toward the floor. You don't have to touch the floor. Exhale, and then inhale here, and then up. Keep your elbows bent. Exhale, and then here. Now let's go a little faster. Down, and then in, and up, and in and down. Inhale, exhale. Now I encourage you to straighten your arms more as long as you can do that in a pain-free range. And you can come all the way down to touch the floor if it feels right for you. You won't do it if it doesn't feel right for you. Now your eyes can go with your object. Or you can keep your eyes straight ahead or just slightly forward. So you do the one that works best for your balance, for your stability. Does this feel too fast? It's okay, you can go slower. You do the pace that works for you. Now when you come forward, make sure your back doesn't bend. You hinge from the hips, right? So that back is long and straight when we're here, and when we're here, and even when we're here. Now let's stop right here with the ball in front of us. Now we press with our palms. Press and relax and press and relax. Keep going. I'm going to show you with a different object with the paper towel. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. So as long as it has a little bit of give to it, that's all you need for this. Squeeze. Now if it hurts your wrists, push more with the area close to the base of your fingers. Push more with that. And if that's not comfortable, then you might be pushing a little too hard. Squeeze, release. Now we'll switch. Take one hand on top, one hand on the bottom. Squeeze, and then turn. Squeeze, and then turn. Now I was talking about this earlier. When we squeeze, we're still breathing. In fact, it's best to exhale when you squeeze. So exhale and exhale. All the arm muscles here that are lighting up, all the shoulder muscles, the core muscles, the chest, some of the back muscles. So simple, but it's effective. 4, 3 more, 2. All right, take a little break, roll your shoulders. You can bring your legs in closer now, relax. So next we're gonna push more with one side than we do with the other. And so we'll resist as we push, okay? So let's come back out to feet about shoulder width, shoulders away from ears. We push from side to side now. Start with this side. Push, resist. Other side. Push, resist. So this is the pushing side, and that's the resisting side. And then you reverse the roles. Push with your left, resist with your right. Push with your right, resist with your left. Now, as you push, are you hunching your shoulders? Try not to. Now we'll do that same thing here. Push down, resist with the bottom hand. Push and resist, and turn. Push and resist, and turn. Remember, exhale. Exhale. Can you feel the work happening? I hope you can. 8 more. Last 4. If you feel tired, that's a good thing. That means next time you'll be a little bit stronger. I'm starting to feel tired. Okay, let's stop. Walk your feet back in, relax. I'm going to switch back over to the ball only because I want to show you a lot of variety. You can stay with whatever you're using. Roll the shoulders. Now take whatever you're using and put it between your knees. So it's not going to pop out when we squeeze with our legs. And then take everything approximately in line with your hip joints. Feet are straight and even with one another. Now we squeeze with the legs. Squeeze, relax. Exhale, exhale. So this squeezing is activating what are called our adductor muscles of our hips, the muscles that help stabilize the hips and bring the legs in toward the midline of the body. Here's the midline. So you can probably feel it there. You can even put your hand there and see if you can feel the contraction happening. Squeeze, relax. Squeeze, relax. 2 more. Try not to grind your teeth together too much here. I know it's tempting. And then stop. Take your right hand and your object on the outside of your right leg, and then push your hand in and push your knee out. Relax, push, relax, push, relax. So we're using our arm muscles, we're using some of our side, waist, and back muscles, and we're using our hip muscles. The muscles we're using here are the abductor muscles, the ones that take the leg away from the midline. And we're breathing. 4 more. 3. Now let's switch sides. Place and go. Push out with your leg, push in with your hand. Exhale. Now try not to tip your foot out. Make it happen from your hip and from your arm. How about 4 more? Last 2. And then relax. Let your object sit in your lap, roll your shoulders. How are you feeling with this? I hope you're doing okay. Now we walk our ankles and knees together as close as you can get them. They're stabilizing one another, our legs. Take your object on the outside and hold on to it with both hands. Now keep your legs stationary and then push with your hands and relax. With your arms, you're trying to move your legs and your legs are trying not to move. Push, relax. Breathing in, breathing out. This is for our core. It's for our arms and legs, our hips. 1 more. Switch sides. Stay stable in the middle with your legs, and here we go. Push, relax. Push, relax. So you're pushing with your leg, but it's really pulling with your arms, isn't it? You're pushing the ball into your leg, but it's a pulling action. Keeping your legs nice and stationary. 4 more. One more. And then relax. All right, recover again. Let's leave our object in our lap. If you can fit it underneath your torso, leave it there, and then we'll lean forward. Rest the forearms. If it's too crowded under here, then just hold on to your object. But it feels kind of nice to lean on it too. Breathe in, breathe out with your shoulders relaxed. Just taking a little break for our core muscles. And speaking of our core muscles, now we're going to take our object, whether it's a towel, paper towel, or a ball, or some other squishy object, and we're going to put it behind us right about here, right about at your waistband. And then we'll scoot back until we're touching the object, and it's against the back of the chair. So then we start with our hands here. Now my back is long and straight and neutral, and yours should be too. Now we're going to press, and we're going to compress the object between our back and the back of the chair. Compress, relax. Compress, relax. Now you're not pushing with your arms. You're using the muscles of your back to lean back against the resistance of the compression of the object. Can you feel it? Now if you want it to be a little bit more challenging, put one hand across your chest, or how about both hands across your chest? Compress, release. So this is mostly for our back muscles. You might be starting to feel it there. Now we're going to compress, but we'll keep breathing. We're going to hold. Hold, keep breathing, and then sit up. Do it again. Compress and hold. Sit up, go again. Compress and hold. Sit up, again. 2 more. Try not to be tense across your shoulders. 1 more. And then release. Okay, now let's work the opposing muscles. Some of our abdominal muscles will be at work here. Place your object on your lap, whichever object it is. Fold your forearms over it. Keep your legs steady, nice and sturdy, and then press down, press down, press down, press down. So we're not using our arms, we're using our torso to press. Can you feel what's happening in your abdomen? Let's keep going, but we'll put the other arm on the bottom. Press down. I know we want to hunch our shoulders here because it makes us feel like we're doing a better job with the pressing, but let's train in proper posture. That's better. Use your abdominals. Now let's have hands on the object. Make sure you're not pressing with your arms. You're leaning into it with your torso. And then switch the hand that's on the bottom. We got 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're all done with this. So you can set it aside. Make sure that you support with your hand on your leg when you do that. Let's come back to our chair here. Let's get a drink of water. Hydration, super important. Sipping water all day long, especially toward the beginning of the day, probably best. Really important for, I like to say, all of our bodily systems. They all rely on water pretty much. All right, let's stretch a little bit. Come to the front edge of your chair, move your feet forward, slide your hands up the back of the chair, draw your shoulders back, and then lean your chest forward until you feel a wonderful stretch in the fronts of your shoulders and across your chest and maybe even into your arms. Now you may feel some compression in your back because the tissue of your back is compressing so your chest can expand. Feel that happening. Breathe into it. And then release that. Now while we're here, straighten one leg out, flex your foot, place your hands on your legs and tip forward from the hip so you keep the length of your torso. Feel that stretch down the back of your leg. And then come up and switch. Now we're going to combine 2 moves next. One of them, go ahead and sit up, is a side bend, and the other one is lunging. So go with me here. Step this foot back. You're at the edge of your chair. Slide your back foot back, maybe a little more than it was when we were doing this in the warm-up. Face straight onto the side. Now your arm that's closest to me, it leans toward the back of the chair. And you're holding on to the back of the chair, or you can put your hand on the seat of the chair, whatever works better for you. And then think about dropping your hip that's closest to me. Drop it down toward the floor. And that way you're dropping it down in opposition to your reaching up and over. Your top elbow is as bent as it needs to be. And then let's come up and we'll change sides. Back foot is back a little bit, square up to the side, and then your arm closest to me goes up and over. That feels great. And then come on up and face forward. Sit as we normally do in the chair, halfway between the front and the back, and then do a little wrist limbering and stretching. And then release that and roll your shoulders up and back and down. So how was that? By squeezing an object, we're able to create resistance for our muscles. And don't forget, when we're stronger, we can have better balance, increased stability, and strength in our arms, legs, and core. So as always, thank you for joining me, but also thank yourself for being here because you did something good just for you. So good job. I'll see you next time.